Hello everyone and welcome back to round 11 of the F1 1999 career mode. Yes, we're back this weekend here for the Belgian Grand Prix, of course. Yes, happy memories, I'm sure, for Jordan here in 1998, of course, where they took their very first Formula 1 Grand Prix victory. And of course, if you missed out on the video from the Hungaroring that went live over the weekend, I would highly recommend going back and checking it. It was a very strong race for us. I was pretty happy with how things went in the end. We are just 4 points behind Mika Hakkinen as we head into Spa this weekend there, who's a further 4 behind Michael Schumacher. At the top of the table, Eddie Irvine looks dead set in claiming his second Formula 1 World Championship. However, yeah, Spa, of course, we know this track very, very fast, obviously, especially through Sector 1, so I'm expecting Williams to be quite a threat once again. I think the big disappointment, though, still has got to have been Stewart this season. Mighty fast on Saturday, but seemed to have no luck by the time we get to Grand Prix Sunday. Get yourself subscribed if you're new around here as well. We're trying to hit 130,000 subscribers at the moment, and yeah, let's move then here into qualifying. Well, as we head then into one-shot qualifying here from Spa, this is meant to be the most overcast the venue looks all weekend. However, this is Belgium, so anything can happen, and it usually does. But will it be Ferrari or will it be McLaren that take pole position today? Well, I forgot to change the gearbox as we move into qualifying, but at least we'll remember that ready for the race there, even VMAX. So we make our way up the back straight. These cars are, yeah, quite slow or low speed limited, I would say, in terms of top end speed there, which is actually quite a surprise considering how quickly they do make it. But yeah, very, very limited by the 6-speed gearboxes. Apparently mine, of course, now is only a 5-speed gearbox as well, which is rather frustrating. But I'd rather it happens now rather than in the race. So it looks like, yeah, we are going to be taking a grid penalty then, ready for this GP. And I mean, yeah, at the moment, the time is not looking fantastic either, as we have to leave it in 6th gear as we make our way through Puon. But Michael Schumacher currently at the top of the table. I mean, I think we're all expecting it to be another Eddie Irvine World Championship come the end of the season, and what a story it has been for the Irishman as well. Massively helped, I mean, completely helped by this mod corrupting as well. There, but as we make our way up towards the final sector, yeah, often we're trying to aim for kind of best of the rest, if you will, P5, but so far it looks like a couple of drivers have definitely got the better of me as we make our way up in towards the final chicane, though. We're just locked in to this 7th position at the moment. Nice and tidy, though. Shame we don't have the classic bus stop, but it is going to be Michael Schumacher who takes pole position here. We are going to line up P7 on the grid, as I got no idea what's happened to the gearbox there. Well, my main championship rival then, Michael Schumacher, will have clear view ahead of him down in towards the source. But Eddie Irvine just 17 thousandths of a second behind there at the end of qualifying. Obviously, our 5-place grid drop is going to relegate us down to P12. So we've got a lot of work to do today. Survival is going to be key. Quickly, though, before we get into that, I want to talk about today's video sponsor, Moser. Yes, Moser provides some of the best value and just simply best quality sim racing equipment out there for those of you on the PC platform. They've got a huge variety of steering wheels, wheelbases and pedals, and I've worked with them for the last couple of years. Truth be told, if I was only racing on PC, I would probably be using their products exclusively. If you're interested in purchasing any of their equipment, I will leave a link down in the description below, and if you click through there, you also help support the channel at no extra cost to yourself. It really does make a difference.
We're in Belgium once again for today's round of the Formula 1 World Championship. It's a race the great Ayrton Senna won 6 times, and in 2019, Charles Leclerc became the first driver to take their maiden win here since Michael Schumacher in 1992. Spa-Francorchamps then, a historic 19-corner circuit with a lap distance of 4.35 miles. There's over 100 metres of elevation change here, and with long stretches of the lap spent flat out, a good top speed will be vital for success. Anthony Davidson is alongside me as usual for the race today. Let me ask you about Renault. What do you make of their performance so far this season?
Well, the atmosphere within that team seems very positive at the moment. Everyone seems like they're in great spirits and having a lot of fun doing what they do, and that's definitely contributed to the performances we've seen.
Now that we've got some points on the board, let's continue this form and aim for another top 10 finish.
Well, here we are then, lining up a bit further down the order than I would have wanted, but ready on the grid for the Belgian GP, 22 laps ahead of us. Yeah, I'm looking forward to this one. I hope we can have a good battle through the field and try and pick up another good result. But where are we going to end up today? We've actually taken a lot more penalties than I was expecting, but it is 5 red lights, and it is lights out and away we go there. De La Rosa clearly not happy with the way Marc Genet got away there as Jos Verstappen. Not too sure what's going on with him as Salo dives it down the inside of absolutely everybody in towards turn 1 there. I don't think we've seen arrows running that high all too much this season. But yeah, I think Jos Verstappen is ever so slightly bugged out at the start of this race. But as we make our way down towards Rouge and Radion for the first time, and we got a VSC as Heinz-Harald Frentzen is out of the race. You can see them running on board with Heinz-Harald Frentzen there. Ralf Schumacher battling with one of the McLarens just up the road. And you can just see a little bit of wheel banging with the Stewart. And that is a very, very scary crash for Heinz. It does make me chuckle. We're in the virtual safety car here, and I can still see AI 2 wide just a little bit further up the road. Yeah, Jos Verstappen, he doesn't seem to be getting any blue flags either, which I guess is a good thing. But yes, the VSC finally coming to an end then. We need to try and get on with it. Down the inside of Pedro De La Rosa. So we get a little bit of a wobble through the corner. But we have completed an actual overtake. Well, maybe to the surprise of absolutely no one. Then Mika Salo's heroics at the start of this race already. He is causing quite the train. As we're not even at the end of lap 1 just yet. I can see one of the Saubers trying to have a look for it as we will go past Shinji Nakano. Yeah, Blanchimont is flat still, but it is very, very scary if you go too wide there. It's down the inside. Ooh. A little bit of contact there with, I think, both of the BAR cars as Ricardo Rossit wanted to try and squeeze me out on the exit. Now going to be a traction race out of the final corner. We are through and up into P15 then. Although I guess technically P16 because Jos is a lap down. Oh, there we go. Jos Verstappen, he's going to get blue flags. Oh, I do remember that being quite a common glitch, actually, inside F1 2020 for some reason here at Spa. So now we are actually into P15. Poor old Jos is not going to be able to do much at all. It is Jos Verstappen though, so I don't really care. While following that Arrows car, we can see it has just got no downforce whatsoever as we're trying to look around the outside of Marc Genet. It'll be the inside through the exit of the Fagnes chicane. We're making a lot of moves up at the start of this race, as we would expect to. Our car is comfortably quicker than a lot of these other back markers. So we'll try and go around the outside of Genet on the exit of the corner. We're still side by side though. Actually been some pretty good wheel-to-wheel racing early on here as will Salo be slow through Blanchimont. He's definitely still scrubbing off a bit of speed there as Michael Schumacher still leading the way. Oh, that was aggressive. And I think we've taken Salo out. Yeah, there we go. I'm so sorry, Mika Salo. That was like Carlos Sainz and Oscar Piastri. I tell you what, Mika Salo and my former team Arrows, I'm sure very, very gutted by that incident. I think everyone else, though, probably not too disappointed because he was going to be causing an almighty train throughout a lot of the afternoon. Sauber are such an odd little team in this series. They have just got a little bit more than the back markers, but nowhere near enough to compete with everyone else there. It was quite clearly evident by the fact I've just stormed around the outside of Johnny Herbert. But despite that, they've been mighty consistent this season, and that's actually meant they're actually in the fight with Stewart Grand Prix, who've got a much, much quicker car, and the Benettons as well. As Jean Alesi then, the last car outside of the points at the moment. So yeah, we've really actually been able to carve through pretty well early on here. The one thing I'm slightly nervous about is the fuel. We know this Jordan has got a drinking problem, so we're going to have to be careful with that. later on in the race as we just like keep the car between the white lines as we make our way out onto the Kemmel Straight. 200 miles an hour. We are gaining on John Lacey, but as we all reach VMAX, we're not going to be able to do anything apparently. As
With extra fuel target +1.
all weekend I've been trying to tune out. There's a load of oversteer that we get at the top of the hill there heading into the braking zone, and I just cannot seem to get rid of it. As John Lacey there tried to defend around the outside. He'll open up the corner for me, and will move up into 11. Oh, for reference then, Michael Schumacher.
In front is 3.2 seconds.
He's setting pretty much a 1 minute 50 flats. We're not able to go lower than a 1 minute 53 at the moment. So we're still definitely quicker than a lot of people here, but this Jordan doesn't really have the out-and-out pace. I tell you what, Spa has actually been a bit of a tyre killer so far today, which I was certainly not expecting as we came into the weekend. We still should be able to do a simple one-stop from the softs over to the mediums, but yeah, normally we could pretty much do an entire race on a set of soft compound tyres if I wanted to. That is absolutely not the case here as we finally rocked up to Alexander Wurz as we cross 1/3 distance. So we're still making good progress here, and I mean, points should absolutely still be possible despite the grid drop. You can still see how much we've got to work this car. Although Wurz, you can see all the AI really struggling through, I believe it's Malmedy? Yeah, all the AI just trying to brake a little bit too late there, and that little bump on the inside is really costing them as we've actually got decent straight line speed up against the Benetton. How is our downforce levels looking relative to the Austrian? Almost got enough at the moment. But Wurz, yeah, is making that thing as wide as he possibly can, which back in the late 90s was far more impressive because Formula 1 cars were much smaller. As we are locking the rears everywhere. I was going to box now as well, but Ralf Schumacher into the pit lane, so that's a bit frustrating for us. Will we see Wurz or anyone else? I think a lot of drivers, yeah, opting for the hard compound tyre, so they're going to be trying to go a bit deeper into the afternoon. But yeah, we are going to get ahead of Barrichello even. Will we this time be able to line up a move past the Austrian, those who make our way out of turn 1? Ralf Schumacher's basically got a pit stop over me, so he's done tremendously well so far this afternoon. So I think P6, unless something crazy happens to the front runners, is all we're going to be able to muster up here. Is gaining some good speed on Alexander once again, but you just get to 200 and you can't do anything else. Oh, come on, we are so much closer though as we make our way down in towards Malmedy, and once again the AI will overshoot. We've got to be there to try and capitalise on it. We're going to be side by side through the next corner. Oh, giving Wurz a bit of a squeeze, but he gave me the space around the outside there. Good wheel-to-wheel racing, and we are finally into 6th. The Irvine maybe given some free rein at the front of the field. No, Mika Hakkinen becomes our first driver into the 1 minute 49s. As into the pit lane we will come though at the end of lap 9. Damn it. Damn it. Please say the team are going to change the front wing for me. That is so stupid. We've been struggling with rear locking all weekend up to this point, and luckily they are going to put a new wing on. So we've given ourselves even more work to do in the second half of this GP. So that's going to be a very slow stop, almost 9 seconds. And yeah, we're going to pretty much re-emerge then at the rear of the field once again. As De La Rosa seems to be one of the only other drivers trying the same strategy as myself. Shinji Nakano then clearly struggling in his Minardi. I've been watching him throw that thing around at the moment. I have no confidence though in the fact he'd give me any room on the inside there, so we'll have to try and look down the inside. Why is he trying to defend from me? Come on, Nakano, man. We've got a much quicker car than you. And we are back through it into P15 again. But what was that? I feel like most of my battling today has been having to try and move our way through back markers. It's ended up being quite an action-packed GP, but maybe for all the wrong reasons then, as we'll try and get a run on Riccardo Rossi.
2.7 seconds.
I must admit, I know that BIR livery was very controversial, but I think it looks awesome as once again we'll get caught up behind a Minardi through in towards finals. Kane Martinet makes it even more obvious than his teammate that he wants to defend. There's Genet, a bit of a lock-up there. We had to try and tuck into an apex. I was worried we were going to get cleaned out by Riccardo Rossi behind. use a little bit of rich revs as we make the run back down in towards turn 1. Will we be able to complete the move? I'm there. Come on, Janae. I am on your inside. There's plenty of contact, but somehow we both live to fight another day. There we go. John Lacey into the pit lane then, as I can see Jan Magnussen and Fisichella, battling up the road. I've got no idea really where we are fighting at the moment, as Alex Wirtz will come out ahead of me. So points are definitely still possible, but I really have got no idea how many. I think all the AI, yeah, clearly struggling just a bit on their harder compounded tyres here, as once more closing in on a Benetton. How many times have I said that so far this afternoon? Are we going to be close enough to send it? No, not quite, despite the slightly... Wirtz. Even he is one of the only drivers that's opted for the mediums then, so clearly the Austrian feeling a bit more confident on his tyres as Johnny Herbert will peel into the pit lane. So I think pretty much everyone then has pits. We've got... I think that was a Williams as well. Jacques Villeneuve maybe just struggling a bit up the road. So right in front of me, we can see up to about P7 here. So I think Barrichello and Ralf Schumacher have really escaped. But yeah, I don't think we'll get to them by the end of the afternoon. Is Army going to be able to get a run on Alex Wirtz? Already hit VMAX. The answer again is no. Except that again, we do know the drill as we make our way down the hill. Can we get the car to the inside of the Austrian? Yes, we can. It's a little bit of a shame the AI are a bit susceptible to that kind of glitch, but for the second time this afternoon, we will go around the outside of Wirtz through no name. Oh, come on then. Oh, we might actually be able to get a run down the inside of Fisichella and Pouon. I was not expecting that. Hence why I wasn't commentating before it happened there. But yeah, Giancarlo really, really struggling with straight line speed there down the hill. Number to 9th. Next up, Jacques Villeneuve. Oh, Villeneuve is really fighting that sole remaining Williams, but apparently I'm fighting our Jordan car as well there. Huge moment of oversteer as we try and make our way up out of the Stabilo double right-hander. Yeah, Jacques Villeneuve, clearly, I mean, I'm sure if he saw that in the mirrors, he'd be very impressed with the way I was able to hold on to it. But as we make our way through the final couple of corners, yeah, time is really starting to run out here. 6 laps to go at the Ardennes. We've got to try and continue making an impact. Oh, Villeneuve once again. That Williams is a rocket ship in a straight line. It is absolutely useless, though, whenever you get to a corner. Down the inside of Jacques will go. Oh, what is that? Jacques Villeneuve wanted to give me no room.
You'll need replacing if it takes too much damage. Check your MFD for a new strategy option.
Well, nothing has flashed up, but has that been some front wing damage late on in the day? Yes, it has. And immediately you can see the understeer that has been induced thanks to that damage. Jacques Villeneuve, he needs to check his mirrors more. I mean, we were comfortably down the inside there, and he just didn't want to give me anything. Well, you know, it's a pretty bad day in the world of Formula 1 when you end up battling with Jacques Villeneuve with just a handful of laps to go. Maybe 1997 would be slightly different, but this is 1999. And yeah, that Williams team is not what it once was. But yeah, only a couple of seasons ago. There are rumours swirling that we could be joining them with their new partnership with BMW in the future. But all will be revealed in due course. There is a nice run out the final corner. Might be able to try and look to the inside. Oh, again, locking up those rears, though. And we will have to wait. Oh, come on, making our way through Pouon once again. We'll get even closer to Jacques Villeneuve. I'm not willing to risk it down the inside through here again, because clearly Jacques doesn't want me even getting a look in through there, but just 2 laps to go. Things are starting to get a little bit desperate. Jan Magnussen, our front wing damage has saved him for what should be a P7 come the end of the afternoon. Are we able to get on the throttle, though? Very, very early there, using all of the curb available to us. And, well, it's very, very rare we get a run down the straights on the Williams, but this time round we are. To the inside of Jacques Villeneuve there. He wanted to try and pinch me. We say absolutely not, though. And we are finally up and into P8 of this Grand Prix then. Magnussen 2 seconds up the road. 2 laps to go. I don't think we're quite going to be able to do it, but we've got to bring it home. I can't help but feel then, had Jacques Villeneuve not given us that damage, we probably could have hung on to P7 here, but Barrichello and Ralf Schumacher have just been mighty fast all weekend, and it looks like our teammate is going to pick up Jordan's coveted P5 spot at the end of the afternoon. I believe it is Eddie Irvine that looks set to take another victory here, but it might be Michael Schumacher that is still at the front of the field. All will be revealed as Michael Schumacher, it is going to be the German that wins the Belgian Grand Prix once again then, so clearly not giving up on his title hopes just yet. I would assume it's Eddie Irvine that has come through for P2 ahead of Mika Hakkinen and David Coulthard there as well. It's going to be the Jordan and then both stewards followed home by the other Jordans, so a little bit of variety in the results today a bit further down the order. But yeah, I must admit, I think for our personal sake, a little bit nervous as we head towards the Temple of Speed next weekend, because I feel Williams are going to be fast, Stewart as well are probably going to be pretty quick there. As speaking of Stewart, we mentioned their lack of consistency at the start of this season. Today, I think it's probably been their best results so far. They're both cars seeing the checkered flag. Rubens Barrichello will come through for P6 then. We pretty much nailed the fuel usage as well, which I guess we can be pretty happy with as well there. But through the final corners, I think it's going to be our worst result of the season so far. It's P8 here at the Belgian Grand Prix, but when you consider the fight back through the field, I don't think we can be too gutted with that result.
A difficult race then on one of the all-time classic circuits, but they persevered to take the win here today. Tell me, Ant, how did they manage to achieve this win?
I think that smart tyre management on track and very smooth driving definitely assisted in their victory today. That combination meant they got the absolute maximum out of their tyres at all times.
And here we are, a team that is no stranger to the podium, taking their place on top once again. A sublime race today and a stunning win for Ferrari.
Michael Schumacher and Ferrari, yet another 1-2 this season there, and Eddie Irvine continuing to build up a title lead over the McLarens as well. Their top 5 all finished exactly where they started this afternoon, with only the Stewarts swapping places there inside the top 7. But from the back of the grid, I don't think P8 is too bad going there. What worries me is the fact our fastest lap was a second slower than Ralph's, though, so I don't think we had the ultimate pace to even match him by the end of the afternoon there. Taking a look, though, at the Drivers' Championship now, a 44-point lead for Eddie Irvine at the top of the table. Coulthard 1 point ahead of the resurgent Michael Schumacher. That's just 6 points between myself and Ralph, so I think we've got a battle on our hands towards the end of the year there. Barrichello will jump Villeneuve, Magnussen will also jump Giancarlo Fisichella, and constructors-wise, I mean, yeah, we're pretty much guaranteed P3, aren't we, come the end of the season. Thank you all so much for watching, though. If you have enjoyed, please do make sure to leave a like, get yourself subscribed, and we will be back very soon when Formula 1 returns ready for the Italian Grand Prix.